Hi everyone, my name is John Villa. I'm a master's student in the art history department at the University of Nottingham. I'm here doing my MA from the United States, and while I've been here, every month on my own YouTube channel I've been doing a series called Outcomes, which is the UK Art Museum series. Every month I go to a different museum or gallery around the UK, do some vlog footage of it, and then a sit-down review. So I normally do that on my personal YouTube channel, which is linked in the description box below, but it worked out pretty well for me to do it on this channel this month because, in case you didn't know, there's a really big exhibition on at the Nottingham Gallery on University Park campus called The Presence of Sculpture, which is focused around the work of Elisabeth Frink, who was a really important, primarily a sculptor throughout the late 20th century. She did a lot of outdoor, large-scale pieces in public spaces or churches, so she was well known all over the world, but primarily in Britain. Being as impartial as I can totally say that this is a phenomenal exhibition. It had a nice kind of narrative throughout her life and career. It's just crazy the amount of pieces that they've assembled together in one place. If you've never studied art before, never really had like a profound interest in it, please don't turn off this video and don't not go to the exhibition just because of that. I think this show in particular has something for everyone. Elisabeth Frink was really well known for her male figures. She did these really colossal male head and shoulder pieces in plaster. I mean, they're really kind of menacing. She rarely sculpted women. She had more to say about brutality of man and putting the spotlight on the male body as subject of observation and criticism. And you've got some full-size male figures as well. There's a lot of small works which are more fragile, so some of them are partially broken, but that gives you a really good idea of how she went about constructing things. So in some of the smaller pieces you could see the outer finished layer and then a broken piece down to the little metal armature, which I thought was so cool to see the entire process within one work. In some of the full-size undamaged pieces you can see the texture of the plaster. It was especially visible on one of the full-size sculptures, which is called Walking Madonna, which was originally installed at Salisbury Cathedral. She looks really sad and ghostly, just sort of just this one like fluid line. Another of her church installations brings us into the animals bit. She sculpted an eagle lectern for Coventry Cathedral. She was really interested in flight, she worked with birds a lot, and she worked in religious spaces a lot. But what it made me think of, that podium that Dumbledore stands at in Harry Potter. Maybe J.K. Rowling thought of that all by herself? I don't know. Anyway, pretty much the first thing that you see when you walk into the exhibition is the giant horse, which is kind of a famous sculpture. People love horses, sometimes be like an iconically sort of British animal. She also had several representations of dogs, the closest relationship with man. But my favorite of her animals was the warthog. There were, I think, 3 different warthog pieces. Maybe my subconscious is overly sentimental about the Lion King. I really loved them. And there was a smaller one and then a painting. I would like to have any one of them. Maybe they'll cut me a deal. Probably not. Like I've mentioned, there were also some paintings included in the show, which is always really helpful, I think, to see artists working in other mediums. Gives you a better insight into how they deal with form and color and composition. You got to see a recreation of her studio in Dorset. Really kind of cool to see a mock-up of the space that she worked in and the podium that she used and the chair she sat in. And then you also got a little more backstory on her life. She unfortunately died in her early 60s of cancer. So knowing that, I feel like it added a really kind of sentimental value to the show. I kind of walked away like feeling like I knew her a little bit. This exhibition gives you a huge sampling of her body of work, but also her process, her interests. I thought it was really well-rounded. If you're a student at Nottingham, you have no excuse. Go see the show. It's right by the lake. It's really, really good. It closes February 28th, I think. Thank you so much for watching. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!